last week. Not too much, actually. But hopefully it's going to be sooner than 50 years before we have another one.
Along those same lines, we've seen non-MPSF teams like Penn State, Lewis, Ohio State have, win this tournament, but it's always just kind of that 1 year, that they can build off of, it seems. Why do you think that is, and how can you make sure that that doesn't happen to you?
I don't know. I think it takes maybe longer for some programs to get all the pieces put together and to make a run. And like the Ohio State and Penn State a few years back just had a great senior leadership groups, and they made a good run and they finished it. And you look at our guys, and it's just been it's been a lot of years of finding the right guys and the pieces. But I mean, we've got a young group, and as long as I keep busting my butt, my staff keeps busting their butts as far as recruiting and getting those guys in here that we need and getting them on campus, we can continue to be successful with that piece. And we've done a great job recruiting. We've got a great class coming in next year, so we're just building and reloading every year right now.
Yeah. Coach, you look at the season for the conference. You guys win the national championship. Lewis gets the at-large bid. 4 teams had 20-plus win seasons. What do you feel a season like this just means for the conference as a whole when you have all that success?
Yeah, I think it was great for us to go undefeated in conference, and looking back and seeing those teams with 20-plus wins and doing really well out of conference, it just says, hey, we're doing a heck of a job with our conference, winning on the road against those guys, taking care of business. I think it just says a lot about the team going, night in and night out and on the road and at home and just being consistent. We've learned a lot. We had a couple injuries and a couple starters not play in some very important matches, and we went 5 with Ball State here at home without Thomas, but Dias Burson comes in and kills it. We win in 5, and just those guys are just continually being bought in and loving it, and they're competing hard in the gym, and it just says a lot about all of our guys in the gym too, competing.
Yeah. And then moving forward with your program, do you feel it's going to be any easier getting the players that you want recruiting now that you're walking into these kids' rooms with the national championship ring?
Yeah. After last year, it was a little bit easier. Guys are starting to commit a little bit earlier, and we can push a little bit with some timelines on some guys too. And I think this is going to make it easier as well, especially back-to-back successful years like that. So it always makes it easier when you're winning.
What was going through your mind in that 4th set as the lead just got bigger and bigger and bigger? You didn't have to use the timeout, and everyone in the gym knew, it's just a matter of moments before we win this thing.
It's one of those where you just don't get ahead of yourself. Point by point, the big thing is keeping those guys focused, and those guys are really good. Point for point, next point, next point. If you get ace, forget about that one, move on. And so I just wanted to keep those guys focused on the next point and what we're still trying to do strategy-wise against that team. But we know it. We've seen plenty of tape on them that they can rip some serves and make some spectacular plays and be right back in it just like that. So it was very important that we stayed aggressive and were the aggressor during that match and kept them on their heels a little bit.
Anything else for Coach this evening?